You are not irredeemable, regardless of what you did in your past years ago, in your past a month ago, in your past yesterday. Like, Jesus died for you too. Hey ma'am, and thank you so much for pressing play. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been rocking with me for a while, thank you. I had some errands to run today and I really wanted to look cute while I was running those errands, so let's get started. You want to start off with your eye primer. This is Juvia's Places iPrime in shade number 1. I'm going to apply that using the Flawless Concealer Brush by e.l.f. It is my favorite brush from that brand. Putting a little bit of it on the back of my hand. I want to I know typically I start my videos telling you that my skincare routine has already been completed off camera, but I do that because I want you guys to get into that habit of knowing and understanding that you can't just slap makeup on your face without taking care of your skin first. But yeah, skincare has already been completed off camera. Also, let me get my words together today. Not only has my skin care been completed off camera, but my skin prep prior to applying my makeup has been completed off camera. That's when I apply the, the Corrector skincare, the moisturizer, and the lip moisturizer as well. What I'm doing right now is I'm just blending this out. I want the pigment to really pop, and I don't want it to be a cut crease, so I'm trying to blend out this harsh line of demarcation as best as I can. Today I'm using my Makeup and a Message neutral palette, and the color that I want to use is this color here. I'm sure I'm going to be using like one of these transition colors, but yeah, today's focus is this really nice mauve color. I'm going to apply that color using Makeup Addiction's classic shader brush, and it looks like this. I'm just patting that on my eyelid. Y'all, last week's tutorial was a couple of days late. Typically I like to post on Tuesdays by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and last week's tutorial was a couple of days late because I was trying to learn how to utilize Final Cut Pro to edit my video. I want to stop using CapCut because I don't have time to pay for a subscription that can, I guess, be eliminated at any point in time. And for the amount that I'm paying for that subscription per month, I'd rather just pay the one-time fee of Final Cut Pro and then just have that license to utilize it for all of eternity. And that whole issue with TikTok being banned, and I couldn't for the life of me, because I was seeing that CapCut or TikTok was going to be banned, and then CapCut was in a conversation, and I'm like, what CapCut got to do with it? CapCut ain't ever do nothing to hurt anybody. Like, why is CapCut on the verge of being banned as well? Little did I know that the company that owns TikTok also owns CapCut. I'm going to use this color here to transition the space in between my eyebrow and the mauve color that I deposited. I hope that comes out because I really like this robe that my mother-in-law got me. I have a couple of errands to run today. I don't know if I want to vlog about it though. I was thinking about vlogging about it. I wanted to vlog my lunch date that I had with my friend yesterday. A good girlfriend of mine that I haven't seen in a few years. But I forgot my camera at home, so I didn't vlog about it. But we went out to this really nice restaurant. This is a fluffy dome no-name brush from Shein. Let me see if this, hopefully this color works out and it doesn't look too crazy. I'm hopeful, but we'll see. Just want to add a little bit of dimension. Nothing too crazy. I don't want it to be too much of a smoky look. It's the daytime. I'm not trying to be too dramatic, I guess. Yeah, I just want a little bit of depth. Just doopy-tee. For my face primer, I'm using Milk's Pore Eclipsing Mattifying Primer. This is a really simple eye look. I like it. I might not even wear lashes today, but I'm going to camouflage the dark circles under my eyes using Huda Beauty's Faux Filter in Peach. I let that dry down a bit. I'm going to take this Flawless Concealer e.l.f. brush, spray that down with some MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going to blend this out. For my concealers, I am using Too Faced Born This Way in Caramel and Taffy. I'm also going to let this dry down before I blend it out. I'm not gonna hold you. Not looking in the mirror while I did that was a risk. I'm glad it worked out. You know what? I forgot to add the caramel concealer on my chin, down the bridge of my nose, and on my forehead. To contour, I'm using 3 of Juvia's Places cream contours. I'm using Sunkissed, Amber, and Caramel. This is a no-name flat brush. I typically like to use these for my cream and liquid products. I'm going in with Caramel first. I'm just going to apply that right here. Now I'm gonna go in with Sunkissed, and I'm going to apply that color in the, I'm using the same brush, in the hollows of my cheeks right here. I don't want my contour to be too dramatic today. I'm going to apply that here. I have all 3 of these and I want to use them because I spent my money on them. So yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of Sunkissed down the bridge of my nose. Am I gonna do that? Because when I blend out the concealer, I end up having to add more contour anyway. So I'm gonna do that at the end when I am done. When I'm done blending out the concealer. Using the same brush that I used to apply the other 2 colors, I'm going to go in with Amber, and I'm going to apply that right up here. I don't really want too much. I don't want it to look too dark. I'm gonna let that dry down, and then I'm gonna blend that out. I'm gonna blend all of this out using Morphe's, this is the R46 brush. I'm gonna spray that down with the MAC Fix Plus, starting here, and then I'm gonna work my way out. And I'm just tapping to melt all of this together. You know what? Y'all remember when y'all were a kid working with like watercolors, how you would draw it with like a marker, for example, and then you would put a little bit of water and everything would just bleed out and look really nice. Like it would just, you couldn't tell where one color started or the other one ended, but you can see the difference in the colors. Like that's how I want my makeup to blend seamlessly. That's what I mean when I say I want it to look seamless. Now I'm going to blend out the contour in the hollows of my cheeks. I know I've mentioned this before, but the reason why I like to spray down the brushes with some Fix Plus prior to blending it out is because I want majority of the products to stay on my face and not get soaked up by the brush. So that's why I spray it down while simultaneously setting it. I'm gonna use the clean side of this brush and blend out the concealer on my chin. To blend out underneath my eye, I'm going to use, this is Sephora's Pro Concealer brush. This is their 71 brush. I'm sorry, I cannot look into the camera. I've tried, but I don't want to poke myself in the eye. See, I feel like this is just so risky. It's so dangerous. Oh, For my contour, I grabbed a no-name concealer brush from that brand that I like on, I mean, is it even by that brand? No. For my contour, I grabbed a clean concealer brush. It's a no-name concealer brush from Shein. I'm going into the Amber Cream Concealer Cream Contour by Juvia's Place. I'm putting the excess off on the back of my hand, and I'm going to carve out my nose. And I'm just tapping it. I really do like how contouring gives me like a faux nose job, because I could just change the shape of my nose whenever I feel like it, and then put it back on the shelf when I'm done. It did take me some getting used to with applying the contour with a brush as opposed to using the Fenty matchsticks. Fenty matchsticks are a lot more convenient. Trying to be precise with a brush, it's definitely a skill that I am getting to, or becoming, or trying to master. I like it. I just want to be able to master it. While that dries down, I'm going to apply my foundation. And I'm going to be using Born This Way's foundation in Caramel. Too Faced Born This Way foundation in Caramel. One pump on the back of my hand. Let me add some blush because I've been forgetting to add liquid blush, and I really want to get used to using liquid blush. This is Juvia's Place's Peach Rose liquid blush. I'm going to use Morphe's R6 brush to apply the foundation. It's just a very dense, flat brush. I used to call this a kabuki brush. I don't know why, but it's a dense, flat top brush. And I'm going to pat that in all the areas that I did not apply my concealer or my contour. To blend out the contour down the sides of my nose, I'm going to use the same concealer brush from Sephora that I used to blend out the concealer, and I'm just going to pat, like just tap to blend out this concealer from the head of my brow down the bridge of my nose, or sides of my nose rather. I'm trying to figure out the lighting, and there are lots of shadows. I moved my vanity in the house, and pray for your girl. To blend out my blush, praise the Lord. So to blend out my blush, I'm going to use Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and this is their 200 brush. Spray this down with some MAC Fix Plus, and tap. To set all of this, I'm going to use Laura Mercier's translucent setting powder, and I'm going to use a triangle sponge to do it. The concealer has creased underneath my eyes, so I'm going to use that same Flawless concealer brush by e.l.f. to blend it out before I apply the powder. Dip into the powder, buff off the excess on the back of your hand, and then apply a light dusting before you go back in with more product to bake. To bake, I picked up more product on the puff, but I didn't buff off the excess on the back of my hand. And baking, the reason why I like to do it is because I don't crease when I bake. And the whole goal is to walk around like you got a real life filter on your face. I like to set down the bridge of my nose, my chin, and up here because I want the setting powder to sit in the frown lines. Taking Morphe's R2 brush, it's a very big fluffy brush. I'm going to set the rest of my face with Maybelline's Fit Me pressed powder in Toffee Caramel to be exact. It is the number 330. I'm just going to apply it in all of the spaces or places that I put the liquid foundation. I'm going to simultaneously sweep away the excess setting powder while I deposit this pressed powder. It's like a sweeping but a tapping motion. To set my contour, I'm going to use the same brush because I want to, and I'm going to use Juvia's Places Bronze Palette in dark. And I'm applying it in all the places that I put the cream bronzer. To set the contour in my cheek, I'm going to use the pointed brush by that Mantra brand from Shein that I like, because I don't want this big old brush to contour too much of my face. So I'm just going to use this smaller brush in the hollows of my cheeks. That could have been a disaster. Not really, but you get it. To set the sides of my nose, I'm using Makeup Addiction's Expert's Blender brush, and this is just a smaller fluffy brush. Tap, tap, tap. I didn't forget about my eyebrows, guys. We're gonna bring those to the forefront of the congregation in a minute. I'm going to use MAC's Pro Brow Definer in Stud to bring my eyebrows to the front of the congregation. Please remember, your eyebrows are supposed to be fraternal sisters, not twins. I heard recently a man of God say that if he were to stay by himself and just be isolated, he can become the worst parts of himself. And I was like, that'll preach. That'll preach, because you are literally alone with your thoughts. And if you're not careful, the enemy will come to rob your peace and start trying to convince you of his lies. So yeah, his lies are, for example, you don't need anybody in his life. You can do life. You can do bad all by yourself. Or lies like you're not worthy. You're irredeemable despite your colorful past. I want you to know that you are irredeemable because of your colorful past. But I want you to know that despite your colorful past, Jesus died for you. You are the one he left the 99 for. You are not irredeemable, regardless of what you did in your past years ago, in your past a month ago, in your past yesterday. Like, Jesus died for you too. But the reason why that kind of stuck in my mind is because I am typically an introvert. And despite what that saying, misery loves company, when I'm going through something, I don't like company. I don't like to bleed all over people. I don't like to snap at people. I don't like to have an attitude with people. So I will go through what I'm going through by myself, and then I'll come back out once I'm over it. The man of God was saying, like, you have to, people were not meant to be alone. That God didn't create us to be alone. He took a whole rib out of Adam's side and created a helpmate for him. Like, people thrive in community. So when you're going through something, confide in people that you trust, that are filled with the Holy Ghost. Because you don't want people blabbing your business out either, because they want to pray for you. Find people that you can confide in, that will speak life into you, that will remind you that you are not the worst parts of you, that will remind you of the person that God created you to be. Surround yourself with those people. Iron sharpens iron, right? The way iron sharpens iron is the same way that a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. Countenance being, when I looked it up, it meant like your face, your presence, your demeanor. Iron sharpens iron the way a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. What that meant to me, because that was the verse that came to mind when I heard the man of God say that. And what that basically means to me is, like, when I'm going through something, or if I feel like I can't handle the pressures that I'm under, I have to surround myself with other iron that are going to sharpen the characteristics that this situation is trying to help me develop. I hope that makes sense. Like, if I need to be able to handle certain pressures or certain things that come with living in this world, basically, like, I can't crash out at the slightest inconvenience. No matter how popular the world is making it seem nowadays to crash out at the slightest inconvenience, that's not a fruit of the spirit. Fruits of the spirit are what? Patience, love, self-control. So if I want to develop my self-control and not allow myself to buckle under pressure, I need to surround myself with people who, despite being under a lot of pressure, remain composed. I hope that's making sense. I can't be by myself, you know, telling myself that I don't need anybody. That ain't how God wants us to live our lives. I hope that frees someone. I am taking this skinny flat top brush by Morphe. It doesn't have a number on it, but I'm going to go into that not the mauve color, maybe both, but the color that I deposited here, and I'm going to apply that in my lower lash line. I really wasn't trying to do a whole beat because I'm running errands today, but it just so happened that that's how it worked out, and I'm just going to continue to live my life. I'm going to use Real Techniques 400 blush brush, and I'm going to apply Maybelline's Fit Me blush in Berry Bay. Tap, tap, tap. This is cute. It is really rosy, like really on the pink side. I prefer like a peachy coral blush, but I bought it and I'm gonna use my stuff. So this is a lot. It's 2 months of errands today. This a lot, but don't judge me. Before I put my mascara on, I'm going to melt this all together. This is Milani's Make It Last Matte Setting Spray. And then I'm going to apply Revolution's Sport Fixing Spray. Setting spray melts everything together. Fixing spray locks it so that it doesn't budge. That's the difference. Revolution. I'm going to apply Benefit Cosmetics Fanfest mascara. I don't really feel like putting on lashes to go out because then I feel like it's gonna be doing too much. Like, I know I did a lot, but I feel like if I put on lashes right this second, I don't feel like it. I feel like this mascara does a really good job of curling. Like the formula of this mascara does a really good job of curling my lash. I don't like manually curling my eyelashes with an eyelash curler. Not my lateral lashes anyway. Like, I'll use it to curl the false lashes before I put the false lashes on, but I don't like curling my natural lashes. And I feel like the Fanfest mascara does a really good job at curling my natural lashes. It could all be in my head too, but I don't know. For my lips, I'm going to use MAC's lip liner in Plum. This is Huda Beauty's liquid lipstick in Wifey, and Huda Beauty's Faux Filler lip gloss in Honey. All right, so it's been a few hours. I got all of my errands done. I thought I was gonna have time to come home, wash off this makeup, and then do my makeup again for tonight, but that's not the case. With the exception of my lips, because I've been sipping on some Red Bull, the face is still sitting. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add a liner and some lashes because I really feel like that's gonna glam this up for tonight's event. I don't know if I want to do Deborah or Jehoshaphat. This is what Jehoshaphat looks like. And this is what Deborah looks like. I mean, they both bring the drama, honey. Jehoshaphat it is. For my eyeliner, I used Wet n Wild's waterproof eyeliner in Ultra Black. So to help kind of mitigate the shine, I used this Morphe R6 brush that I used to apply my foundation. It still has some foundation on there. I'm just kind of kissing my nose with the brush just to get rid of that shine. I'm not gonna do too much to my lips. I'm just gonna reapply this honey lip gloss, and that's about it. Just a quick little touch up. I added the liner, I added the lashes. This dress may be Forever 21, I don't know. But that is it for this look. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I love you to life, and you will see me in the next one. Bye.
No time.
This is going on my YouTube channel.
Yo, we out here.
So we're waiting for the place to open. No, for real. Let's call them and see if they're open.
Let's go.
Call them and see if they're open. Give me a table for 20. Somebody's gonna see this outfit tonight.
Here, Pooh.
Y'all pray for that man.